When you become a parent, it opens up this whole new world of judgment that nobody asked for. There's just a lot of noise on social media as a mom, and you really just have to know who to listen to and what to ignore and not let it affect you.
We're Sahara and Michaela, co-founders of Refine Marketing.
From corporate 9-to-5s to building and scaling multiple million-dollar companies in less than 5 years, we're not afraid to get into the nitty-gritty.
Giving you a raw and real look at what it takes to build and sustain a business.
This is Rise and Refine.
Welcome back. Happy Monday, and welcome to the Rise and Refine podcast.
Yeah, welcome back. Happy Monday.
So today we're going to get into, we've got a lot of business owners who follow us who are also moms, which love. And so we're going to talk about like new mom mistakes I feel like I made as a new mom and business owner that I wish I would have started from day one that I'm doing now. So
Oh, interesting.
yes,
Okay.
so you can learn from me.
Yeah, pretty much. Because I'm obviously not a mom. I'm a dog mom.
Yes.
And that does not count.
Kind of counts a little bit, but yeah. I can't wait for you one day to become a mom. You're going to realize so much.
I know. I'm going to realize how thankful I am for my mom probably and everything that I put her through.
Yes. And the time that you have now.
Yeah, exactly.
So the first one I put is the self-doubt of thinking that you can't do both.
And when you say both, it's more so of being a mom and a business owner?
Yes.
Okay.
Not even a business owner, but we have a lot of people who follow us who are also just like working moms. But being a working mom, working and being a mom, like a lot of people have self-doubt that you can do both. Here's the thing. Some people, they don't want to do both, and that's totally okay. But I think it's not right to discredit those who choose to work and be a mom and say, oh, they can't be as good of a mom. They can't be a present mom. There's a lot of people who say stuff like that. They can't show up to stuff. When you think back to like movies you watched in your childhood where like there was a working mom, what did you mostly see? Like, how did they portray that person?
That person couldn't be there for their kids at sporting events or things like that.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't as involved as somebody that stayed at home and did everything for him.
Yes. Like they always missed the sporting events. They always showed up past dinner.
Yeah.
That's what you saw, not even just from a mom, but from a working dad in perspective as well.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I saw. So I had really, really bad expectations going into having a child, but I also wanted a child, but I didn't want to give up my career. And so I had a lot of self-doubt, like, would I still be a good mom and stuff? And so, I mean, I think I'm a good mom. I think I'm a very present mom.
I'd say you're a good mom.
Thank you. But it does come with things, and just there's a lot of self-doubt. So if I could, my mistake with that is like just listening to social media, those movies, the world, and thinking I couldn't do both and being nervous to try to do both.
So if there's a mom out there that's thinking like, I'm struggling with that right now, what's a practical tip that you would give them to overcoming that self-doubt?
So I wanted to start with that one because these tips actually help with the self-doubt.
Okay.
So the things that I would say, like if you are a new mom and you're struggling with that, is to take things slow, right? Don't just jump all in when you become a mom, or if you already have kids and you're becoming a business owner. Don't take on too much at one time. That will hurt you. And that's my next mistake, which is taking on too many projects or too much at once.
Okay.
Because being a present mom takes a lot of work. It's very intentional, right? And so, but being a business owner also takes a lot of work. It's very intentional. So you have to get better at saying no. And I did not learn that until I became a mom. So if you are a mom and you're starting a business, or you're about to become a mom and you have a business, or you're working, this can relate to both, and you're a people pleaser and you always say yes, go ahead and learn the word N-O, no. Because I have said no more now than I ever have before. Because Maeve has dance. No, sorry, I can't do that because this week I want to go.
Right.
Maeve has a recital. You want to meet with me? No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. So you just have to say no more. And that would be my biggest tip, is learn how to say no, because it was very hard for me.
Yeah. And your value on time is probably drastically different than what it was before, because it's not like you have the ability to work until 8 p.m. because you have to take care of your child. And so I think that's something to point out too, is like you said it, you're being very intentional in choosing to make that time.
Oh yeah. Like I just think about life before. It's so weird. I think about, what did I do all day?
So you're saying me right now?
Yes. I was like, literally, I did not realize mentally how much time I truly had before I had a kid to take care of.
Yeah.
I really didn't understand it. So it's so different. It's so different. But get okay with saying no. So the next like new mom mistake I made was not, and I just now learned this, but not being present and putting my phone down more when I was like, my first year being a mom and business owner and going through postpartum. I don't think anybody could ever describe it unless you go through it.
Was postpartum hard for you?
I think it's hard for everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, especially working, right?
Yeah.
It's mainly hard because you have this new life that you love and you want to spend 100% of your time with, but you can't if you're working. So that's mom guilt and anxiety is terrible. And I wish I would have done, my mistake I made was not realizing what I was dealing with and not researching it and just being more present, because I was so focused on what I wasn't working on that I wasn't as present. Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
So I would say like for new moms, especially this one's for you, like nothing's going to burn down. It's okay. Chill out, take care of yourself and your child first. And you have to really put work last sometimes in your life, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And be present. And then the next part of that is putting your phone down. Like if you're like me, like hopefully most of you, especially business owners, you love your business and you have a passion for it. And this is probably for anybody who's not even a mom, but we need to put our phones down sometimes.
Yeah.
And breathe a little and know that it's okay and be very present in life, because life goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Especially when you have kids. It goes by at double speed.
Is there a specific habit that you've created to help with this?
Yes, that is one. If I don't want to be on my phone, I literally put it in another room. I can't hear it buzz. I can't hear it ring. I can't see it.
Yeah.
I put it in another room. Another thing is I used to do not disturb a lot more.
Yeah.
Like a lot more. Like it used to always stress me out. You used to always do this and I never understood it till I made, but why would you put your phone on do not disturb? Like why? That used to stress me out, and I never like honestly understood why people did that until now. And I'm like, they were just trying to live their life and be present in the moment. So do not disturb is a blessing.
I mean, heck, I don't even have kids, and I use do not disturb when I go to dinners or when I'm trying to spend like intentional time with my family and I don't want to see the notifications pop up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So even when you go to dinners and stuff.
Yeah. So like when I want to choose to be present, so like if I am, and then this has nothing to do with being a mom because I'm obviously not a mom, but when I am, say, going to a nice dinner with Casey, I'm going to make sure that I put my phone on do not disturb so I'm not distracted by anything that pops up.
I like that. I'm going to try that. Dinner time, like do not disturb. The thing is, like when you're a business owner, especially, like we truly believe we're only the people who can solve issues, and sometimes you really are, but issues and problems can usually wait. Or hopefully you've built a team that you can trust to take care of things. Like I know when I'm gone, I can trust Michaela to monitor and take care of things. And hopefully she knows I'll do the same when she's gone, right? It's important to have those people. And if you are a solopreneur, entrepreneur right now, you don't, like, it'll just let people know and communicate when you are gone and you can't respond. Like have the vacation responders on your email, automation, so people know it, because it's worse when you don't say anything. The next is not showing up to the small stuff. And I wrote this one because I feel like sometimes we'll be like, well, she goes to dance 4 times a month, so I'll go this time. And then you make another excuse and you're like, I'll go this time, or I'll just wait till the recital. That's big time. The small stuff is really important too. The lunch at schools randomly, taking them to school randomly. I love doing that. Taking dance, like, don't book your schedule out so much where you only show up for the big things. Like the small things matter too. Like sometimes I'll even like randomly take off Friday afternoon. Like today I could easily have Cassie, her nanny, stay till 5.
Yeah.
But once I'm back from my meeting, I'm saying, Cassie, go home.
Right.
And it's me and Maeve.
Yeah.
So do small stuff and take time for small stuff because they appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that's super important though, because you are, again, intentionally making that time for those things, but it also shows them that when you are around, it's not because they've accomplished something.
Yeah.
Because you're showing up throughout.
Yes.
And it's not like, I don't know, it almost reminds me of transactional love. Like you're not showing up to when they've accomplished something.
When everybody else shows up, you're showing up in the small things.
Yeah.
Something I learned from one of my mom friends who was a working mom before I ever became a mom was Christina. It's so funny. We both have Christinas. But she, before her daughter started school full time, she had mommy and me days in the middle of the week.
Oh, I love
that. She had a lot of help. Like I do, like her daughter was in like full childcare, had a nanny. And so but on Wednesday for like 5 years straight, every Wednesday was mommy and me day. And she never gave that up, to the point where me as her leader, I would know on my phone, it's Wednesday, don't call Christina. It's her mommy and me day. Because she set boundaries, which is my next new mom mistake I made that I didn't do in the beginning. Setting boundaries, letting people know, hey, I'm doing this with my child. I'm off on this day with my child. Like my team knows when I'm on vacation. My team knows when I have something going on. Now I got to train them that from 6 to 8, I'm not on my phone.
Right.
You have to, if you don't communicate these things, it's not embarrassing to say you're not on your phone. It doesn't mean you're a hard worker or you don't care about your job.
Yeah.
It's setting boundaries and being present, and that's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think some people, I was scared to do that. I was scared that people would just see me as mom and think I couldn't do it.
Right.
So I didn't do any of this stuff in the beginning. So it's very important. Have your days, but communicate them with other people.
And what are some of the boundaries that you've had to set maybe in your personal life with family and then also in your business with your team?
I had to learn how to communicate way better than I ever did before. So I set boundaries in terms of like, if you call me and I don't answer, I'll text you back, but just know I can't get to you ASAP. Like I used to be like a within 5 minutes type of person. I got you, I got your back. And so I've had to set boundaries, and that's just not how my life is now. And that's okay. I used to be the type of person, and you probably remember this. I'd be like, I'm going on vacation. It's okay. Still call me. Still bug me. I'm still working.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
I do.
And I'm not that person anymore. Now it's like, I'm leaving. Leave me the heck alone.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone. I want to spend time with my daughter. So that's a big boundary for me, is I'm not always available for everybody whenever they want anymore. That's the biggest one.
And that applies to family too, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
With everybody.
I think that's hard though, to set boundaries with family, because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. Like you love them.
Yeah.
You want them to understand where you're coming from. But is there like a certain instance or situation, without saying names or talking specifically about someone, but is there a situation that you can kind of walk me through where you had to be firm in that and share how you navigated that?
Yeah. With family specifically, right?
Yeah.
I think with family, your older generation family is used to the traditional lifestyle of mom works till she has kids, or you work till you have kids, and then mom stops working. So the hardest boundary and thing I had to set with my family was everybody who's older in my family and in Trevor's family, it came from both sides. They were all like, okay, well, you can take 2 years off and then you can put her in daycare, or you can just wait till she goes to school. They didn't understand, no, I'm still working full time and I will have care for her and I will still be a great mom.
Yeah.
That was the hardest boundary, I think, for them to get used to, because traditionally, like, they didn't grow up that way.
Right.
And they were like, but don't you want to be the one to stay with her all the time? Yeah, I do, but I have my own career and I want to work too, and it's okay. It doesn't mean she's not going to love me and I'm not going to love her. Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
That was the hardest one. They really think, like, because it's ingrained in them, mom stops working. And now there's dads who stop working.
Right.
And the moms are the breadwinners.
Right.
So there's no right or wrong answer or way to do any of this. You choose what's best for you, but you can be present at both. but that's the hardest one.
That's a good one.
The next one, and we kind of talked about that, which was adding too many projects, especially during the holidays. I've done that to myself and I've learned my lesson. I've added way too much on my place for the holidays, and it made me feel very bad when Maeve was like seeing all these Christmas decor. She's like, Mommy, can we put Christmas in our home? I'm like, I haven't done that. So don't add a lot of projects during the holidays. You can get to them, spend the holidays. You are responsible. I read this somewhere. Like, you are responsible for what your child experiences during Christmas. That it's you, right?
Yeah.
And so you want it to be magical. And you have to, when you own a business, you have to remember that unfortunately, during the holiday times, business is so busy. I feel like people are getting ready for their plans for the new year. There's holiday parties. You have people to take care of your teams.
Yeah. You're hosting, you're doing all this extra stuff.
It's a lot. Christmas cards to clients, not just family. It's like double what everybody else is doing. Right. And so just be careful with that and don't add too much, because the holidays are very special and you deserve to have that time with your child.
Definitely. That's a really, really good one. And I think it's so important to note too that this time only happens, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, that time where families are more inclined to get together only happens once a year. Yeah. And so you want to make sure that you're spending it with the people that feel you and love you. Yeah. And just taking that time. Important. It's very important.
It's very important.
I'm learning that this year. Even though I do not have a kid, I'm still learning that it's okay to put things off a couple days to spend that quality time with your family.
Yes, 1,000%. And unfortunately, what sucks about being a business owner is people need you when you don't have the time for them to need you. Yeah. That's probably the hardest part. So you also have to be okay with, like I said earlier, saying no and setting boundaries with clients and being like, I'm sorry, but I get you need that ASAP. But now this has occurred in my life and my schedule's booked to this, and I'll get to you at this point. Yeah. That's hard to do.
It is very hard to do.
The next new mom mistake that I feel like I made the first few years being a working mom is not taking time for myself.
In what capacity? Just in not taking care of you, or
mentally and physically?
Okay.
Like, you, as a mom, we've got so much pressure. We have this child we have to raise. We have this job we have to do, this business we have to build, and we forget about us. We forget that we need to eat right, we need to work out, we need maybe just 5 minutes in a like a dark closet with nobody needing us. Like, this is the overwhelming part as a mom. You're always needed. And then you've got 30 other like team members, they always need you, so you can't ever need someone else because you always are needed. That's overwhelming. Yeah. You're like, not for me.
I'm like, oh, yay.
That's when you're like, I'm out. So that's the like overwhelming part about it. And so I think you're always there for everyone else and doing for everyone else. Like you need to put yourself first sometimes. Yeah. And we forget to.
Gotcha.
So time block for yourself.
Is that the way that you learned how to manage that?
I haven't fixed this mistake.
Okay.
I have not fixed this mistake.
Putting
this is
time
one
for
that
yourself.
is a new mom mistake that I need to work on myself, is I need to take time for myself. Yeah. I always thought did you think this was weird? You may think this is weird now. Have you ever seen someone go to the movies alone?
I have seen that, but it's not often.
Yeah. My mom, every once in a while when I was younger, she would randomly go to a restaurant alone or to the movies alone. And I was like, God, you're weird. Like, why would you do that alone? Yeah. Like, to me, I was like, that's embarrassing. Like, people probably think you're like lonely or something. Like, I literally thought these things. Yeah. And I was always like, I made fun of Tiffany once. Tiffany, because she went on a vacation by herself. Like to Tennessee for a night. And I was like, why are you going by yourself? Now I say I would die for that. I would die to go somewhere for one night by myself. I would love to go to the movies by myself. So I think it's because we're constantly needed that I think it's take time for yourself and do things alone because our brain needs it.
Yeah. And I think this kind of moves into something else of you have been very blessed with having a village around you.
That is my next point.
Oh, really?
Did you read ahead?
No, I didn't.
I said the next new mom mistake I've made is not letting others help. Yeah.
You have a village.
But you know my personality.
That's very true.
Yes. So I do have a village and I'm really good at letting people help now.
But
in the beginning, I wanted to be everywhere and do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Right. But it's important to have a very strong village, but it's important to actually let the village help and ask for help when you need help. And I am learning now how to ask for help.
And is your village all family?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. I've talked about this before, but I pay for and have a nanny.
Right.
Huge help. And I've got just a lot of wonderful friends within my business who I can be like, I can't do this. Like when I was, thank God for Christina. I love you, Christina. I'm going to send you this podcast just so you can hear me say it. But like for her, I can lean on her when Maeve was sick and then I got sick. I had so many meetings lined up.
Yeah.
And I was just feeling bad because Maeve was just not feeling good and she just needed me. And I wasn't feeling good. So I was like, I knew Christina's schedule was just as crazy as mine. So I didn't want to ask for help. But I called and said, help me, please.
Yeah.
And she did.
Yeah.
So it's very important to ask for help. I think I was taught asking for help is a weakness. It's not. It's a strength.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that. So that is the new mom mistake I made as being a working mom, is not letting others help or thinking like, I don't know, it's nice to feel needed and help people, that when we have to ask for it, it feels like strange.
Yeah.
But it's important.
It's very important. I mean, it's even important if you don't have kids to be able to understand when you are struggling or you just need an extra set of eyes on something, or maybe it's just you learning to navigate a new season of life that somebody else has walked through and asking for their advice on it.
Yeah.
I think asking for help is a huge strength to be able to have.
Huge strength.
But it's a skill set.
It is a skill set.
It doesn't come naturally for a lot of people, at least for very strong headed and willed individuals.
Hello. I feel like I need like an AA group for stubborn people. Hello, I'm stubborn and it's strong. There's some stuff I still struggle with. I refuse to ask for help on. Like I refuse to ask for help I would never ask anybody to take Maeve to the doctor.
Right.
I have this weird thing. I like being at the doctor with her because I know she needs me there. I just feel it. So like even the other day I had to leave work, and the way I asked for help was getting my sister to drive and meet me at the doctor with Maeve. And then I met her there and took Maeve in still.
Yeah.
So there's still some things I struggle with that maybe I could have been like, well, you're already driving there. You take her.
Yeah.
Had coffee by myself. I don't know. But you just figure out, start slow and then choose very specific people in your life, and it takes time, but ask for help.
Yeah. Is there like one final piece of advice that you would give to a new mom who is maybe they're just overwhelmed with the thought of being a new mom? Maybe they're like in my situation where I want to be a mom, but I'm obviously not there yet. What's one piece of advice you would give?
Not listen to all the noise of social media in terms of being a working mom and comparing. When you become a parent, it opens up this whole new world of judgment that nobody asked for. Nobody asked for. There are a lot of different ways to raise a kid and make decisions for kids. But not only that, when you become a parent, everyone wants to input and give advice, which is great. I'm kind of giving advice right now, right? But you have to, at the end of the day, really listen to your heart and your gut on the decisions you make for yourself and your child, even if others disagree with it, and go for that. Because you truly do know what's best. It's this weird feeling. So I think there's just like with having a business or being a person in general, there's just a lot of noise on social media as a mom. And you really just have to know who to listen to and what to ignore and not let it affect you and not compare.
That's really good.
Yeah. Because I was the person who was like, Maeve's going to eat green beans every day. And she's going to be this healthy eater. And she's going to eat this, this, and this. And now she's like, girls like on Cheetos and chocolate. Like I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm really trying to get her to eat other stuff. But it's like...
But she's a kid. Like, they have weird, funny appetites at times.
Yeah.
Like, my sister, for the first, 5 years of her life, ate bread.
Yeah.
Like, only bread.
There's like...
And then it was rinsed meat. My mom literally had to rinse any meat, chicken, steak, under the water. And my sister had to watch her do it before she would eat it.
See, because kids are different.
Yeah.
There are some kids who are raised like amazing eaters and have no issues and they're not picky at all. And there are some, just to get them to eat, it's like, what do you want? Do you tell me? Because you didn't try. It's a lot.
All right. I think that's it for today, though.
That is it. So hopefully, I didn't like vomit advice to y'all, but that's just things that I learned and things that I've chose. And you can do it. You can definitely be a working mom. And Maeve, I think Maeve likes me working.
Really?
She obviously, you just saw her. She was crying because she wanted to spend time with me. But I think she gets excited for me too. Like now that she's 3, I've started to introduce her to my work family and to my work office. And she sometimes was like, can I go to work with you? And she's excited for it.
Yeah.
So I think introducing them to your work family and your work and stuff, like she understands it now a little bit more. And I think she's going to like really love it one day.
Yeah. And she's watching you and growing up in that environment and seeing the hard work that's being put into it. Even if she doesn't necessarily understand it now, hopefully, the end all goal is that when she does understand it, she appreciates it.
Yes.
And
I hope so.
I think she definitely will with the example that you and your husband have set.
I hope so. It's a lot. A lot of pressure. We'll make it work.
You're doing great.
All right. Well, you want to end it for us?
Yeah. So if you like this episode, please subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us on Instagram at Rise and Refine Podcast or at Refine Marketing _. DM us. Let us know what you thought. Or if you have any questions for Sahara on the first 3 years of her journey as a new mom. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful week and happy Monday.
Happy Monday.